I'm Ariana Grande.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Erivo.
And you're listening to the Broadway Podcast Network.
Visit bpn.fm to discover more.
There's a cat over here. There's a cat over there. And the wrong one died. And the wrong one died.
Welcome to The Wrong Cat Died, the podcast breakdown of catastrophe. I'm your host, Mike Abrams, and today we have another amazing guest. They have been with Cat's Jellicle Ball since the beginning, performing as Electra at the Perelman Performing Arts Center, and now as they swing, making their Broadway debut. So welcome, Kendall Grayson Stroud, and thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
I'm excited to have you. I really wanted to chat when you were at the PAC, and we just ran out of time. Just the performances. I interviewed as many of you as I could, but I know you've been involved since very early in this project. So let's start, before we start talking about the Jellicle Ball, let's first start talking about cats. So what was your familiarity with cats before the Jellicle Ball?
Nothing.
Zero. Okay.
Nothing. I had no introduction to cats. I mean, it's like embedded in pop culture, pretty heavy, I feel like. But I haven't seen it. I've never, no VHS tape,
Okay.
none of that.
So you went in cold.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Freezing.
So because you were involved in the early readings as well, right?
Yes. I was in the first workshop in 2022.
Okay. So when you heard about it, what was your reaction of I don't really know cats that well, but here's this kind of, I remember the first workshop, it's kind of a concept at that point. It's a very, very unique concept. So what was your thoughts walking in at that point?
Well, so I had seen that there was an article posted somewhere that was ballroom cats happening. Somebody is thinking about it, it's brewing. And I saw that the company casting it, X Casting, Victor Vasquez of X Casting taught a 3-week master class at the program that I attended in university. This is NYU. And I was like, I think I should kind of look into that. And so I emailed Victor and I was like, what's going on? Is there any way I could kind of weasel my way into this? And he was like, oh my God, yeah, I'd love to have you come on audition for this. So once I, went through the audition process and then I got in, I had just been introduced to the idea of what ballroom was, the community in itself. I had seen bits and pieces throughout my life, through random moments, but I hadn't seen Paris is Burning yet, or any of the foundational things that a lot of people are introduced to the ballroom community through. But I had a teacher, Dawn Elin Fraser, who's the speech specialist and dialect coach for the project as well. She had introduced me to ballroom through a speech project. And that was all I had. It was a small glimpse, and that's what I used for the audition process. But then I got in. And I was like, oh my God, that's so crazy. And now I'm in a house and I'm trying to, it's been years since. But yeah, did that answer the question?
Yeah. So I kind of love it because you weren't in the ballroom community. You knew about it a little bit adjacent to it. And you knew, we had Victor on, and so we did an episode and chatted through just the whole idea of the casting through the show and the workshops, which was fascinating. So you kind of go in, and I'm very curious in those early phases of the workshops leading up to the PAC, of the cats part of things, because you're obviously figuring out how to turn this, really reimagine this. But as someone who didn't know cats, knew a little bit about ballroom, was there a cats debrief for you all? Was there a ballroom debrief? Because you did have this mix of people coming together.
Oh yeah. In the initial workshop.
Yeah.
So in the first workshop, things were really spaghetti to wall. It's so many things were like Skimbleshanks was like, it was like reggae for a second. Like things were really like crazy. But we did get a ballroom briefing for sure. Bill, Jalen, and Josie were really adamant about making sure the core of the project was we stayed true to why we were doing it, which was for the ballroom community and for trans women and for what, so you know what I mean? So we were really focused on that for sure. And then the material kind of spoke to itself. I mean, a lot of people, I'm sure you've heard this, but the thing where it's like the people who didn't understand Cats have said that they kind of get it now because the categories and there's this bowl and it's a competition and it kind of like gives it a little more context. Mind you, again, like I still wouldn't say I'm an expert at the Cats world because ours is very specifically designated to the ballroom community, you know? So yeah, that's hard. We didn't get much about Cats, I feel like, but I don't know if that's true for everyone in the project.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I know Josie was really like big on understanding and bringing through a lot of the Cats moments. At least early on in the project, I remember when I spoke with her, there was a lot of conversation about that. And then also, you know, like Jonathan did Cats on tour, and so you had some of that in there, but it is so uniquely different and so incredibly similar at the same time,
right?
That it is like this. I've always been fascinated by that question because you built something completely new. Like you all did. You create this thing that does make a clear storyline and a better, you know, an arc that's easier to follow for people that don't know Cats. But at the same time, if you know Cats, there's not that many like massive changes and difference. Like there's some stylistic things, there's some choreography, obviously. There's a little bit that you all change on the McCavity storyline on Broadway, kind of based on who you all have. But it's Cats at the end of the day. Right. And so it's such a cool kind of piece. So I want to fast forward though to the PAC, because now you are Electra, you have a character, you're building out kind of the storyline for Electra. So how did you like embrace that character, like as you were getting to do it for multiple months?
Yeah, a blast. I think, you know, I was a swing at the PAC as well too. So I was balancing a lot of things at the same time, which seems to be a theme for me. But yeah, I think being given the opportunity to develop a character as the first professional thing basically that I've ever done was an insane ride. So grateful. I think Electra, you know, she wasn't really super highlighted cat in Cats generally, other than the mention of her from what I know. In the naming of Cats. And so, but I did have a little boop Electra, you know what I mean? And that was fun. But I did the Virgin Vogue number. I basically literally came on in the naming of Cats and then left stage after I lost Virgin Vogue to Skimbleshanks. I'm still mad about it. Actually, lies, Cassandra, which is it's a split track, Cassandra Skimbleshanks. But yeah. But yeah, I mean, she's just fun. She's like definitely like she's cutting. She's got a bone to pick, and she's coming for the competition. She's fiery. I miss her. Who knows? Maybe she'll come back.
Yeah. I did. I found it interesting that she got replaced by Etc. Right? I think that's not replaced because there's different there are different roles, but there's no more Electra in Broadway, and there's now an Etc. So you was Electra in? Did you have Electra in one of the houses for the PAC? Like, was it House of Dots? It couldn't have been House of Dots. You're competing against House of Dots.
Yeah, no, she was a 007, which just means that you're not in a house. But
Okay.
I think that where she was going, I could see her being a part of. I could see her wanting to be a part of like Macavity. I think at the PAC it probably was Dots, but I think if it was on Broadway, the one we have now, I think she would be wanting to go to Macavity. No offense to the House of Dots. I love the House of Dots, and I love everybody. But I think contextually, that's where she would want to go.
Okay.
In this production, yeah.
And you were swinging at the PAC for, I think, how many different cats? Was it Jenny Any Dots, Mungo Jerry, Rumple Teaser, or no, Mungo Jerry, Tugger, and Syllabub?
Yeah. Yes.
Does that sound right?
How do you know that?
I do some research before.
Yeah.
I do some research before.
Right. That was it. Yeah.
Okay. And did you go on for everybody?
Not everyone. I went on for Jenny Mungo and Syllabub. But I didn't go on for Tugger. God. Because I make no sense as Tugger. And then was that those were the only ones, right?
Jenny, Mungo Jerry,
Jerry,
Tugger, and Syllabub. Yeah.
Yeah. But I went on for the other three.
Okay. And you're now swinging on Broadway for who? Because this is one I couldn't find as many for.
Yes, I am swinging on for like 10 roles.
Wow.
It was 11, but we finagled some things. Now it's 10.
You're basically every guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Essentially.
And who was your debut with?
My debut was with Mistopheles.
Nice. Okay. What is the transition? I mean, obviously, you said first professional thing, you're creating a role, but also you're swinging. And that's just such an incredible talent to be able to do that. So what's the swing life been like?
My blood pressure's pretty high. No, I mean, it's kind of, it really is a balance of pros and cons because in one way, it's like, of course, I'm stressed pretty often, and you never know. You would never know where you're going. And mind you, this is the beginning of our run. So in the craziest time to have an opening, like the Tonys and promotions and all of that, whatever, all of that is making, people are exhausted. We love what we're doing, but we're done.
It's a lot. Yeah. It's a lot leading up to the Tonys.
Yeah. So there are a lot of moments of the swings being utilized pretty early on in the process. And it's a blast to play around in different roles. It's a crazy opportunity to switch into all these different modes because they really are inherently unique by text, but also the people on stage who have like really played massive parts in developing these roles. It's insane to step into actual people. Because like when I go in for Mistopheles, like sure, I'm like trying to do the like mystical magical thing, but really I'm kind of embodying essence of Silk and what Silk has like done for that character. And like when I go on for Electra, like I'm going, or sorry, etc. I'm going on for I'm trying to embody what Kaya has built into this track. And that's kind of crazy because I'm like, I'm not trying to be you, but like I'm kind of trying to be you. And that's crazy. But yeah, it's been a ride for sure. For sure. And there's more to come. I mean, there's literally 8 other roles that I'm slated to be in at some point.
Yeah. And with the show like this, you'll get the chance for sure. How do you stay prepared for that with 10 roles? Like that's, you're a different spot of the theater with every single one of those.
Yeah. This show in particular is a beast to be a swing on. I think everyone has a different process for swinging. I think the traditional idea of swinging for this show doesn't really work always. A lot of it is being hyper adaptive and hyper aware, which in other shows is also the case. But this one, a lot of moments are improvised. A lot of movement isn't actually set. And so what the world is actually asking of a new cat, a swing, when stepping in is just being like sensitive and to really be like tuned in, like really locked in to the world around you and how you interact with everyone. If you're in it and if you're in character in the moment, you are able to ride through as long as you just have your basic points, like the highlighted moments. Make sure you hit your like light spot. And you're, there's a line that needs to be sung here and it's your line, so don't miss it. And then the embodying. But as far as like balancing all the roles in your head, I don't know if I exactly have the answer for how I'm doing it yet, because it's shifting every day. Right now, really all I'm doing is just like consistently going over tracking sheets and watching the show a lot.
No, it makes a ton of sense. Do you have one that you're most excited to go on for?
Oh, I don't know. I think as far as like dancing goes, I think like the Victoria track is crazy. It's so insane. And if and when I go on and do the track and it goes well, I'm excited for that moment.
Yeah.
For sure. But as far as like character wise, like my Ginny Any dance is crazy.
Okay.
Like I played Ginny at the PAC as well, and I loved that role. So I'm excited to revisit it in the context that it is now.
We're going to take a quick break and then we'll be back for more of The Wrong Cat Died.
How has been the transfer to Broadway? Like you obviously had massive success, and you now you get to play with new space, new characters, new everything, but ultimately, a continuation of what you've built. So what was that kind of that first couple of performances like as you're, doing this new thing, on Broadway?
Yeah. Surreal for sure. I think also like the leading up to it, the process was pretty, it's always wild putting a show up. You would think that like a transfer, because we had like the foundation of what it is, you would think that it would be like an easier, thing to like, okay, like we have basically what this is. So we just have to like condense it. Okay, great. It was like not like that at all. It felt like we were essentially going from scratch, but we had source material. At least for me. Mind you, again, I'm covering everyone. So it might be different for different people, but yeah, it was pretty crazy. I mean, the runway was cut into like a third of what it was. So that was crazy. And Rachel, who designed the whole thing, oh my God, phenomenal job. She did a phenomenal job. The lighting, Adam did a phenomenal job. Like it's a really crazy thing that the technical aspects of the staircase.
Yeah. Let's not spoil the surprise for the people who haven't seen it yet. But how Grisabella goes to the heavy side layer is crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah. Cut that.
No, we'll keep it in. We didn't say how it's happening.
Right. No, right.
They'll be ready to go. Because I asked Rachel before, when I interviewed her before the first preview, and I tried to get her to tell me stuff, even off camera. Even when I was like, "Hey, we're done recording," and she would not spoil anything. So
really.
So we are. You will have a blast figuring out how that's going to work and all the other fun stuff. Because a lot of people saw it at the PAC, and what I loved is that if you saw it at the PAC, you still are going to get a really cool new experience because you're seeing a different version with a different runway. Like you said, it's shorter, so there had to be some adjustments to some choreography. But you're also seeing a bigger, brighter, badder production with lights and video boards and all kinds of stuff, and some new characters too, like you said. But if you hadn't seen it at the PAC, it's still going to be an incredible time because it's so fun and new and loud and energetic, and you have a great time when you walk in and walk out.
It's a party. It really is a party. You do laugh, you do cry, but you leave feeling better.
Yeah, and I think there's some, hopefully some educational components for people where you're seeing representation you don't usually see on Broadway, and you can learn something about, if you don't know about ballroom, you learn a little bit about it from like Moments of Happiness. So I'm curious to hear, you kind of tease this, but you are now in a house. So what has your ballroom journey been like as you've gone from learning more about it, not knowing much, to now being involved in the community?
Well, it has been one of the most important pieces of my life so far. I didn't just some context quickly, like I moved a lot through my childhood. So as far as like consistent chosen family things, I never really had a consistent, you know what I mean, other than like my parents. And so I've always been desiring the idea of like a consistent chosen family. And so when I got to New York, I went to school, got introduced to ballroom. Once the project started, or the first workshop started, and I was really like getting the, face-to-face education in what it is, what ballroom is, with the people who were in ballroom, pioneers of ballroom. I was like, wait, I feel like this is the thing that I like need, ? And then Omari Wiles, co-choreographer, he has a House of Arici. And I, in talking with him through the workshops, eventually it just like made sense for me to go to a practice. Like he just offered like, come to a practice, come watch a practice, whatever. And I was like, cool, awesome. I mean, yeah, let's see, whatever. I clearly had a great time. I was like, this is insane. Like what you guys are doing is insane. I want more of that, and I want to know you, and I want like family like that. And then, kind of the rest is history. Like I just, I'm obsessed with like what it is ballroom has done for the world and for people. So I'm excited for like my ballroom journey even further past this point. I'm not sure where it's going to go next, but we'll see. I mean, it seems like I'm almost more leaning towards that world now than I am theatrically, like what I got my degree in, which is I was never expecting that was going to be the case.
Yeah.
Ever.
It's been interesting as someone who didn't know much about ballroom before the Jellicle Ball, like before seeing it, how there's this like level of mainstream that's starting to kind of happen for it, but also in a way that's authentic, because it's like it's kind of inherently not mainstream. Like that's the a little bit of the idea. But I think it's cool to see like a lot of the people that I've brought to the Jellicle Ball are people that probably would have never had anything outside of Paris is Burning. You know, like they would have
Right.
not had a lot of this knowledge. And that's, I think, a really cool, like it is intriguing. It gives them an opportunity to learn something new and potentially dig deeper if it's something that, you know, seeking community or seeking something like that. So I found that having this on Broadway, like it's such an important show to have in this moment in time, in this moment in history, with everything going on in the world, to open up people's eyes to another underrepresented community in a way that is in a world associated more of what maybe they're familiar with theater or Broadway or something else. So I found that this is such an important show, and I'm rooting for you. This will come out before the Tonys, so hopefully, you know, rooting for you to win, y'all to win everything. But I think it's really cool, and I'm glad to see like that. I was fascinated talking to so much of your cast of like especially what I called the musical theater group, like the group that was not the ballroom group, the musical theater group, to see like, all right, how many of you are getting recruited and by which house, and how are you going to end up, and are you all going to end up in a different house? And I was like, that has to be happening, right? Like that's part of this deal.
Of course. We'll see. I'm curious too, because I'm sure things are brewing. I have a few like premonitions.
Okay. Have you walked your first ball?
I wouldn't say officially, like yes and no, not under the house I'm in now, but I have like walked things and then like didn't really say anything about it. I wasn't chopped. So don't get it twisted. But no, it's fine. But also it just wasn't like, they weren't huge events. So it kind of, not that it always has to be, but I also don't think I did like so stellar that I was like, let me post this. My debut, my actual like, the first time I actually walk and I make it like a public thing, I want to make sure, and it doesn't actually matter the optics of the situation, but because I'm really crazy about optics and like how I like, you know, I just want to make sure that whatever it is that I do, that I'm really like doing it justice.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to go big.
Yeah.
You want to do it.
Exactly.
Really
That's it.
I get it.
That's exactly it. Whatever it is, I really want to make sure I spend a lot of time, possibly money, to make sure I like look a certain way and you know, embody the thing I want to embody. Plus, I'm not really sure. You know, there's definitely a journey that I'm going on now personally because of ballroom, in terms of like, honestly, like gender things and, you know, all types of stuff that like this community has allowed me to access. And like, I didn't even know there were doors for certain things, you know? And so I'm finding a lot about who I am. And so before I make like huge sweeping debuts that I find extremely important, I want to make sure that I'm like going in the right direction.
Yeah. That makes sense. Get it right. You want to get it right versus getting it done quickly.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. The last thing I want to hear about before we go to some rapid fire is I've loved the guest judging kind of concept, and you all have had some incredible people. So what has it been like to kind of walk in every day of the show and go to find that list of who's coming? And then I want to know, do you have any dream guest judges?
Of course. I mean, there's been some crazy, like insane. Yes, all of the guest judges. So grateful that people are wanting to come and play with us. Like, it's insane. Yeah, I mean, we have this like little envelope that like has like it's like got a cover on it. We have to like lift it up because like we don't talk about it. Like, if you don't want to know, or we aren't going to tell you, we're not going to ruin the surprise.
Do people go in surprised?
Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah. The only person who can't is Dudney because, you know,
he's got to call them out.
He's introduced them. Yeah. But but like, it's crazy. I think like my dream guest. Well, like I'd love to see the Obamas for sure. However, I don't think security wise.
Yeah, that one might be a little bit more challenging, but
Yeah, I don't know if they'd really be able to guest judge. I'm sure they'd be able to, watch the show, but it would be.
they definitely can because they were at Proof opening night or early on, or at least Michelle was. I don't know if Barack went, but
I feel like was also. I can't remember.
He might have, but yeah, I think it's doable. That might be it. Well, it might be a little tougher to put them on the guest judging stage, but that would be I think that'd be great.
Yeah, it's just like all of my dream guests. I feel like inherently are like, no way. There's no way. But if it was like if Beyonce was there, that would be kind of awesome.
I mean,
That'd be kind
we
of
got to
crazy.
manifest some of these.
Yeah,
like I mean, your
for
opening night was
sure.
John Legend.
Yeah. Well, okay. Exactly. Well, I also think like a lot of like I'd love to see more ballroom icons for sure, and like ballroom specific like pioneers. Definitely, I think that's important as well.
Mm-hmm. You've had a few from what I've seen, at least from the ones that I follow all the social media, and then have been at a couple different productions, or I've come to the show a couple times already. So you've had a handful. I'm excited to see. It's also fun to see some of the kind of ones I wasn't expecting, but then when I saw them, I'm like, that's a great idea. It's just so fun. I have a couple I've sent to your team about like, hey, here are some ideas. So I'm not going to say them because I want to see if they actually come to life. And then I really want to do it one day. So we'll see if they'll let me.
Yes. Okay. Wait, that would be crazy. That would be crazy. Also, where's Buckley?
She was at opening.
I want to see her.
She was at opening night. She did stop through on the gold carpet and answered a few questions for me. And then I told her the premise of this podcast and she walked away. She was not thrilled. But no, she's around. I feel like that's possible.
Yeah. Maybe it might be already in the works. Maybe I kind of.
Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised that her and Elaine Page, like the two of them, have not been. I'm sure that there's already coordinating on that. And then I saw. I mean, didn't Andrew Lloyd Webber obviously did it with Lin-Manuel, and so like you've got good names.
Oh yeah.
I
just had like Mark Jacobs and
and Anna Wintour, right? Like that was a crazy combination.
What? Insane.
Super fun. I like that. So we're gonna try to get the Obamas and Beyonce.
Yeah, great, perfect.
Okay. Well, I'll make some calls. We'll see if I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm on it. Okay. Don't worry. They're all gonna respond to my DMs.
Well, yeah, of course.
Okay. Any other final kind of Cats, Jellicle Ball thoughts, memories, fun stories, anything before we go to the rapid fire?
Oh my gosh. No, too many.
Too much.
There's too much. Yeah.
Just come see it. Just come enjoy
seriously.
Well, we're gonna keep track of all 10 of your characters. And you've done how many have you done so far?
I've done Mistopheles, I've done etc. And then I've done like two different versions of the Booth Singers. So one of them has like a cop component, won't say anymore. And then but both of them have like a server component as well.
Yeah, I don't think that's a spoil. That's pretty early. That's like opening number, right? Like or at the end too. But
yeah.
Okay. And then who's left? So you've got another singer, right?
I've got another Booth Singer / cop. I've got Jenny, Mungo Jerry, Victoria, Rumpelteazer, McCavity. 1, 2, 3 Booth Singers. McCavity, Jenny, Mungo, Rumpelteazer.
Victoria, Mistopheles. We're missing one.
Mistopheles. Did I say Rumpelteazer? Yeah.
Yeah.
I always miss one. And it's not the same one every time. It's just because I think my brain just is like, no.
Is it Tugger? No Tugger.
Oh, etc.
Etc.
Those are all the ones that I cover.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So I've got everyone but Misto, 2 boot singers, and etc.
Okay. So you got a couple more.
Oh,
Couple more to go.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Skimble, Cassandra.
You do Skimble Cassandra.
Yes. Yes. And then I used to do Tumble Brutus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you basically are just walking every single category then at this point.
At this point. Yes.
We're going to take a quick break and then we'll be back for more of The Wrong Cat Died.
Let's do some rapid fire to close us out here. So these are questions I'm asking as you, Kendall. So I'm asking for your answer, not one of your 10 characters, but for
right.
you. So if you could go on for one night, any cat, any character, doesn't matter if you could sing it, dance it, age, whatever. You just want to go perform it. Who do you want to perform as?
Oh my God. Probably like if it's not Grisabella, Old Deuteronomy, like either one of them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Favorite and least favorite cat from a personality standpoint. So like who would be your best friend and which one would bug you?
My favorite cat would probably be Syllabub. I think like I love her. I also love Teddy. I think my least favorite. Oh no. Oh no. I feel like my spirit as Kendall. I love Laomi with my whole heart. She's my favorite person on the planet. And Macavity is a villain at times, and I think that would make me nervous.
Okay. Yeah, I always say separate this from the person. This is not about the person. This is about the character.
Just about the character. I think, especially in the original Cats, Macavity.
Yeah.
We would have some problems.
Favorite song in the show?
Favorite song? Honestly, Macavity.
Yeah. It's one of my favorites for sure.
Oh my God. The vocals are crazy.
If you were going to be in a house of the Cats, so if you, Kendall, were going to be in House of Dots, House of Macavity, House of Glamour, or start your own, which one are you going to be in?
I think like the spirit of myself would be in Glamour.
Okay. I love it. And then this podcast centers around me not believing Grisabella was the right Jellicle choice. I think your show makes this a lot harder, but I want to know who is your Jellicle choice and why.
My truth is that I think because this is my only introduction to what Cats is, that Grisabella has to be the Jellicle choice.
Okay.
I think because our story is about trans women being the creators of all of this. So the like pioneer, like Tempress, she's not Grisabella, but she is Grisabella. Oh, it's so hard. This is hard.
No, I don't disagree with you. I think I actually told Jalen after seeing the very first pack. I think it was the second preview. The first time I saw it, I was talking to Jalen after, and I was like, "Y'all ruined my show." Like this is, but it's because my whole beef with this is that the Heaviside Layer to me was death, and that's not your Heaviside Layer at all,
right?
And it bothered me, it irked me to have a redemption arc lead with just like, okay, we're welcoming you back to the family, and then also now bye.
You're
like,
dead.
We're gonna kill you.
Right.
And so that's kind of where I just like struggled with it. And so this changes that heavily.
Right.
And so that's where it's like this is a different redemption arc of like being welcomed back, but then it feels like back into the community welcomed. Like the ascension to the Heaviside Layer doesn't feel like a finality. It feels like being welcomed back into the ball or the community, you know? And so that's where I was like, this is a different story and this is a different argument. So I still would have a different vote here. It has nothing to do with Tempress or it's just, I'm just stubborn and sticking to my guns.
Yeah, do it.
But I have found that this is like, by telling a clearer story, it makes this kind of joke harder to make.
Sure. Man,
Yeah.
I feel
not
like
backing
yeah,
down.
yeah. I mean, who do you think? Who do you think is the Jellicle Boys?
My vote's always been Gus, because I think Gus is
Okay.
ready, and I think Gus is like telling the story, ready to go. Again, if you're thinking about needing to be born into a new life,
Yes.
then Gus has lived a very, very fulfilled life. Is just telling his stories as an old senile man, and in the other cats especially, like very much just an old senile man reminiscing. It's like it's time.
Yeah.
It's time to go.
Yeah. And honestly, even I mean, I don't think it like should happen in our version, but that actually works as well in this
It definitely
context
does.
also.
Yeah, Junior's ready. Junior's a legend, ready to go. Like,
Wow. And he's like
he-
teaching the
he could-
kittens. Like,
yeah.
yeah, I see that.
I think that they could switch. So it's like now Grisabelle gets welcome back, and she can take Gus's spot as like teaching the kittens.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's a
That is
different
really
story.
interesting. Yeah, but that almost like still does it.
It allows, at least in the non-Jellicle Ball version, it allows Grisabella's redemption arc to be family welcoming her back and having the
Sure.
opportunity to spend time with her family instead of being like, okay, we get it now, bye. We're gonna
Yeah.
get rid of you, which has always been my gripe. Like that's always been the pain
Sure.
point for me. And so this would allow that, like, have one more year, kind of spend some time with the family that loves you and that's now embracing you again. So,
Yeah.
we'll see. I didn't bug Andrew Lloyd Webber on the carpet to try to get this answer. He was a little late for y'all. That's why y'all started so late.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And he was being very nicely asked questions by everybody. So I figured I'd let him
course.
keep going.
Yeah.
Wow, this has been fun. How can people stay in touch with you on social media, or is there a way to find out when you're probably called last second, but if you have any planned performances that people can come see?
Yeah. My Instagram handle is at Kendall Stroud, KENDALLSTROUD. And I have a channel that
That does post them all.
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. And as of now, I don't have any specific dates planned, but stay tuned. I'll be on.
You'll be on. Yeah, just
I'll be on.
subscribe to the channel. You'll see. There'll be plenty of chances for you. You've got Tony season. You've got Don't worry.
Exactly.
You'll be
Especially
on.
in the next few weeks, I'll be on.
And for everyone, if you haven't seen the show, you got to go see it. I'll link how to buy tickets and everything. It's the most fun you'll have on Broadway.
Yes, come see us.
Well, thank you for coming on and chatting through everything. It was so fun to have you.
Oh, thank you. This was awesome.
Awesome. And thanks everyone for listening to this episode of The Wrong Cat Died, the podcast breakdown the cast catastrophe. To follow along, you can subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or any other podcast. Follow us on social media at The Wrong Cat Died, or check our website, thewrongcatdied.com.